Joining us, attorney from SpeakToMark.com, Mark Eiglarsh, attorney Anahita Sedaghatfar, and attorney Darren Kavanaugh, who hosts Deadly Sins on Investigation Discovery. CNN's Ted Rowlands is covering the trial. Ted, you're out there. You saw them. I want to get from that to something I'm concerned about. I've got a couple of defense lawyers here on my panel, and I'm going to start to Anahita. Anahita, how do you stand up and defend an animal like this? If you really look at all this evidence and you're the advocate, how do you do that?
You know, Dr. Drew, I'm a defense lawyer, and I've handled some tough cases, but this really has got to be a difficult job for his defense lawyers. I don't envy them. I mean, not only do you have a mountain of evidence against your client, but then your client is some egomaniac, some arrogant control freak. I think he's right up there with Jodi Arias. So it's hard. It's hard to set aside your emotion and be objective as an attorney, but at the end of the day, I believe in our Constitution. Our system allows every defendant, even the ones we hate, with the right to a fair trial, with the right to a defense, and I believe we have one of the best systems, if not the best system in the world.
So Mark, you hate your clients just the way Anahita does?
Sometimes, especially when they don't pay. Listen, in a case like this, what you do is you could pass. You don't have to.
Getting out here, they're all backpedaling. Those of us that are not attorneys, like, how do you do this?
I didn't think I
So
did.
Jodi Arias says.
Backpedal, Dr.
There's no backpedaling.
Jodi Arias says, hang on, Jenny. Jodi Arias says, I want to go on the stand and spend 20 days up there and play my sex tapes. You just, okay, all right.
Listen,
I don't like you 9 days out of 10, but okay. Jenny.
As a lawyer, I have tremendous compassion for these defense attorneys, but I don't get how they...
My co-host Jenny Hutt and the Dr. Drew on-call players, Anahita Sedaghatfar, Mark Eiglarsh, and Darren Kavanaugh. But first, Jodi and her team promised she would be a model prisoner if the jury would just let her live. Take a look at this. And now I'm wondering this. Should Jodi's spotty record be considered by the judge or jury when it comes to sentencing? Anahita, I'll start with you.
I don't think so, Dr. Drew. I mean, 5 years in prison. These aren't like the worst infractions possible. Hiding pens. I mean, Jodi was probably having TV camera withdrawals because there's no cameras in jail. She was probably doing this for attention, or who knows, maybe stealing pens so she could do more of her Picasso-esque wonderful paintings to sell on eBay, or should I say tracings? You know, I don't think it should come in. At the end of the day, they're not the worst infractions possible. 5 years in jail.
I get you, and I thought the same thing myself. But then Darren, we have Wilmot out there saying, oh, she's a model citizen. Everybody loves her. She's so great. I think if you're the guards or the administrator, she ain't so great.
Yeah.
Enough of that.
Right.
It is time for serious business of another edition of Dr. Drew's Theater. My cast is going to reenact a segment of the secret closed-door hearings about the defense, in which case, this is a hearing with the judge between Wilmot and Nurmi and Martinez and the judge. The defense is wanting to portray Travis Alexander as a pedophile. Tonight, as the judge, Anahita, Darren is Nurmi, and Mark, as I said, Martinez. Mr. Martinez.
Well, wait, Dr. Drew, I do object. I feel like I'm being typecast with this Nurmi thing, and I've gotten a lot of hateful tweets.
Don't
so I just
worry.
want people to distinguish that.
I'm going to pick up the crucible next. Don't worry. Let's just get on with this. Yeah. Go ahead, Mr. Martinez.
I don't start.
Oh, no, it's the judge.
Oh, the judge. I beg your pardon.
I see Martinez starting, but okay.
Well, no, it says Martinez starts. Go, I'm hearing him. We've already screwed this up, guys.
Dr. Drew, I can be Martinez. I don't mind.
It's good that you guys are attorneys and not actually actors. All right, we're starting at the hearing.
I don't have any Martinez starting.
Where is it?
I have the first line, the next issue, and it's the judge.
Go ahead.
Okay, so
The
I'll
judge.
start.
Right, that's what I have, Darren.
Okay. The issue still relates to the observation that your client made of the victim with the photographs of the young boys.
Wait a second. So here's your line, Anahita. The next issue, you are going to have your expert testify regarding 2 issues, to which I replied, 2 issues regarding the pedophilia. I don't know what you mean by the other issue.
I have a different script here.
You must have the one where I play Nurmi. Somebody
Yes,
from
let's
producing
go.
needs to help sort us out here.
Yeah, I can do an interpretive reading of the judge and Nurmi. So
I'm about to do an interpretive dance. You guys are so bad.
Dr. Drew.
Jenny.
I'm prepared to do our scene.
I am too. So what we'll do.
Let's go.
Well, hang on. We're going to take a little break. And what we were supposed to, what you're supposed to have heard was a closed-door argument over Travis's alleged pedophilia. And the fact is, I want the Behavior Bureau to weigh in on that because it's disturbing. That reminds me of that.
I got it.
It reminds me of the SNL skit where all the cast members had Alzheimer's. I'm just saying. So, and next up, how worried were Jodi's attorney about my jurors? You're going to hear that. You're going to hear Kurt Nerman. Back with my co-host Jenny Hutt and our cast of reenactors. You guys, we have regrouped and we have your scripts in hand now. Jenny and I have ours. We're ready. We're going to do our piece, and then we'll have you guys give the information on the next segment. But I want to give you, the reviews are in, a tweet that came through. By the way, my Twitterverse is ever vigilant, reminding me that things are called tweets and not Twitters. Thank you guys for doing that. Most of our Twitter handles are up there. Oops, that was an epic fail. Had my popcorn ready and all for the theater. First, initial reviews.
We're ready to go, man.
We'll get another crack at
We
this.
get a retake, Dr. Drew. We get a retake.
We will. Don't worry. I'm going to give you that. But first, Jenny and I are going to have a reenact. Anahita?
I absolutely agree with Mark. I mean, this is a capital case, and the attorneys do need to raise every possible issue to make a record for appeal or to, further requests for mistrial. But, I mean, Dr. Drew, you're famous now. The judge knows you. People in Arizona know you.
Fantastic. It's what I've always wanted.
He was famous way before that.
Darren, your thoughts?
He's more famous now. He's more famous now.
Here's my final thought. One, you are quite famous, Dr. Drew. And two, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean they're not out to get you. And I think Nermi might have been onto something, although I don't buy for a second that he didn't want a mistrial. He would have loved a mistrial. Come on. Things were not going his way.
Jenny, finish it up here.
No,
Finally arrived. Thank you.
I was proud of you.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud. I'm going to take a break. How about that? To me, I was stunned. Not in a good way. I thought, really, we can't report on these things without being dragged into it.
No, I get it. I get what.
HLN's Evening Express, tomorrow, 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern.
Back with my co-host Jenny Hutt, Anahita Sedaghatfar, Mark Eiglarsh, Darren Kavanoki are our cast. It is time for another of our theater reenactments. My cast will reenact the secret closed-door hearings in which the defense wanted to portray Travis as a pedophile. Tonight as the judge, Anahita, Darren is Nermi, Mark is Martinez. We have limited time. I want people to get a sense of what was going on behind closed doors there. Guys, don't let me down. Mark.
At the hearing involving the alleged pedophilia, Ms. Laviolette indicated that when she spoke to the defendant told her that Mr. Alexander was on the computer and that he was looking at this child porn. Officer Michael Melendez, I will call him to testify that he's gone through the computer and there's no child porn there. They have gone through every single disc in the house and there was no child porn that was found.
The issue still relates to the observation that your client made of the victim with the photographs of the young boys.
Ms. LaViolette will testify to that. To which I think there's some laughter now. Wait, what did I say?
Testiphonically.
Look, it's been a long day, and I knew what you meant, so we can address the issue with regard to the photographs of the boys from 10:30 to noon.
There's no photographs.
I know there are no photographs, but the issue, you wanted your client to testify about what she observed.
But aside from the great performance, the theater of the absurd is what was going on Jodi's defense. Yes, thank you, Mark. I think that's about how good the defense was of trying to drag poor Travis through the mud. Let's all remind ourselves, no evidence of anything anywhere. There's not an expert on the earth that would say this guy was a pedophile.
Correct.
He saw him with a magazine that fell open. Forget it. Thank you guys. Last